Lance Sterling, a cocky agent of H. TUIV, honor, trust, unity, and valor, who is widely regarded both by himself and by many as the world's greatest spy, is sent to recover an attack drone, the mine assassin from Japanese arms dealer Katsu Kaimura in Japan. As soon as the buyer, cybernetically enhanced terrorist Killian arrives, Sterling breaks in against the orders of HDUV director Joy Jenkins, defeats Kaimura and his gang, and manages to escape with the briefcase containing the drone after a battle with Killian. Sterling returns to HDUIV headquarters to confront Walter Beckett, a socially inept 15-year-old MIT graduate and outcast scientist, for equipping non-lethal weapons into his suite. Walter tries to convince Sterling that there is another, more peaceful way to save the world, but Sterling fires him before he could explain his latest invention, biodynamic concealment. Later, Sterling discovers the briefcase to be empty and is confronted by Marcy Capel, a security forces agent who reveals footage of Sterling, actually Killian, in a holographic disguise, leaving with the drone labeling him as a traitor. Though he protests, Sterling escapes the TUIV and decides to track down Walter to help him disappear. Meanwhile, Killian breaks into and takes control of the HED weapons facility. While searching Walter's home for his invention, Sterling unknowingly ingests the concoction and painfully transforms into a pigeon. As he struggles to adjust to his new form, Walter assures him that being a pigeon could make him an even better spy. Before Walter could try and change him back, Marcy, Specialist's Eyes and Ears, and other HDUEV agents chase the two through the city, but they escape in Sterling's spy car. Realizing he's been framed, Sterling tracks down Kimura in a resort in Mexico and fly there in Sterling's jet to get more information on Killian, accompanied by Lovey, Walter's pet pigeon, Jeff and Crazy Eyes. Due to his small size, Sterling is defeated by Kaimura, but Walter incapacitates him and learns of Killian's whereabouts in Venice, Italy, before Marcy and the HAU could capture them again. Locating Killian in Venice, Italy, the pair sail there as Walter attempts to make an antidote for Sterling but fails, leading to a heated debate about whether violence is the right call. Arriving in Venice, Walter is cornered by the HDUV, who are unaware Sterling is a pigeon. Revealing Walter's deceased mother, Wendy, Marcy tries to convince him to help turn Sterling in, but Walter refuses. Suddenly, a drone distracts the HDD, allowing Walter and Sterling to escape. The two discover the drone carrying the database containing the info of HDUV and Walter. After a tense chase, manage to retrieve it. However, Killian shows up, takes the database, and prepares to kill Walter. With help from hundreds of hungry pigeons in the surrounding area, Walter distracts Killian and flees with Sterling. Disguised as Sterling once more, Killian escapes the HDUV, shaking Marcy's suspicions of Sterling upon her seeing him with a robot hand. Whilst underwater in a submarine, Walter reveals he planted a tracking device on Killian during the chaos and locates him to the weapons facility. Along the way, Walter manages to perfect the antidote after Sterling lays an egg and successfully turns Sterling human again. Reaching Killian's hideout, Sterling tranquilizes a stubborn Walter, worried he'd get hurt, and sends him away in the submarine. Once inside, Sterling confronts Killian, but is defeated and held captive as Killian reveals he's mass-produced hundreds of attack drones and uses the database to target everyone at the agency. Killian plans to destroy everything and everyone Sterling cares about as revenge for Sterling and the agency killing his people long ago. Noticing Walter returning in the submarine, Killian destroys the sub. Unbeknownst to them, Walter survives with one of his inventions. Once Walter frees Sterling, the two escape and contact Marcy and a few agents for support as the drones approach HDBHK in Washington, D.C. Everyone battles Killian's backup drones, while Walter discreetly tries to hack into Killian's bionic arm, which controls the drone. The agents see the efficient use of Walter's gadgets during battle. Killian discovers Walter's plan and tries to flee with the drone, but Walter catches up. Walter risks his life by trapping Killian in one of his protective gadgets and deactivates his arm as he falls, but Sterling, who has turned himself back into a pigeon with Walter's experiment, flies for the first time and carries him to safety with help from other pigeons. Marcy discovers Sterling as a pigeon. Killian is found and arrested. Despite saving the world, Sterling and Walter are fired for disobedience, although, moments later, they are taken in by the UHWU and are told by Joy that the agency could learn a lot from Walter's more peaceful way of handling villainy. Sterling and Walter are reinstated and become partners and continue to save the world without too much violence.